Go in through the narrow gate, because broad is the gate and spacious is the road leading off into destruction, and many are going in through it, whereas narrow is the gate and cramped the road leading off into life, and few are finding it. Matthew 7 verses 13 and 14. One of the most important questions that a person can ask is, what is true Christianity? Many people claim to follow the teachings of Jesus Christ, but they have different beliefs and practices. How can we know which form of Christianity is the true one? The Bible gives us 3 clear reasons to believe that there is only one true form of Christianity. First, Jesus taught the truth and expected his followers to accept it and live by it. He said, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." John 8 verse 32, the early Christians called their religion the truth and defended it against false teachings. 2 Peter 2 verse 2, 2 John 1 verse 4, 3 John 1 verse 3. This means that true Christians do not accept doctrines that contradict what Jesus taught, such as the Trinity, hellfire, or immortality of the soul. They also do not compromise with the world's standards of morality and conduct. John 17 verse 17, James 4 verse 4. Second, Jesus prayed for his followers to be united in thought and action. He said, "I make request that they may all be one, just as you, Father, are in union with me and I am in union with you." John 17 verses 20 and 21. The Apostle Paul urged Christians to speak in agreement and to avoid divisions. 1 Corinthians 1 verse 10. However, many Christian denominations have conflicting doctrines and practices. They cannot all be following the same truth. 1 Peter 2 verse 21. True Christians cooperate with each other in preaching the good news of God's kingdom and in supporting one another. Matthew 24 verse 14, Hebrews 10 verses 24 and 25. Third, Jesus warned that many would claim to be his followers but would not obey him. He said, "Not everyone saying to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter into the kingdom of the heavens, but only the one doing the will of my Father who is in the heavens will." Matthew 7 verse 21. This means that true Christians do not merely profess their faith, but they demonstrate it by their actions. He also said that some would pretend to be his sheep but would actually be wolves in sheep's clothing. Matthew 7 verse 15. Some people would prefer false teachers who tell them what they want to hear rather than what the Bible says. 2 Timothy 4 verses 3 and 4. Jesus also foretold that true Christianity would be corrupted by a great apostasy after his death. He compared this to weeds growing among wheat. Matthew 13 verses 24 to 30, 36 to 43. This apostasy developed over time and resulted in many forms of imitation Christianity that deviated from the truth. Acts 20 verses 29 and 30, 2 Timothy 2 verse 18. However, Jesus also said that at the end of this system of things, he would separate the true Christians from the false ones. Matthew 13 verses 30 and 39. Therefore, we can identify the true form of Christianity by comparing its beliefs and practices with those of Jesus and his apostles as recorded in the Bible. Only those who follow the truth and do God's will can be called true Christians. If you would like to know more about what the Bible really teaches, please visit jw.org. Also see link in the description.